Hey, well, it's great to talk to you guys, and I love the new record. I love what you're doing. Man, I think first Newsboys show was in '94. Uh,
Whoa. Not
so
ashamed. Not ashamed.
yeah, that's right. Well, actually, no, it was going public.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Maybe it was '95. Maybe it's '95.
Yeah, 94,
But
95. Yeah.
Chattanooga, big fan, and I tell people this that you guys, I mean, there's just nobody who can compare with your longevity of this band, in the Christian music world. And I just appreciate everything you've done. I mean, it just seems like your changes are effortless, and you don't skip a beat, and continue to connect with audiences and everything. So I was thinking about you, and I put you in the same, and you probably get comparisons to Petra too, because there are two distinct phases of Petra. There was the Greg X. Voles era, and then there's, the John Schlitt area. And so now we have Newsboys, and there are different eras of Newsboys. But you guys, your longevity is even, I think, surpassed that, but I hold them in high regard. I hold you guys in high regard, and I love this new record. I think it's great.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And there's a lot of encouragement on the record. And I think I was reading in your press release about coming off a year like 2020, that you had some very important things you wanted to say. So I'd love to hear you talk about kind of your feelings behind it.
Behind the record or behind 2020?
Oh, yeah, behind the record, how you felt. I know this record is kind of a response to 2020,
I mean, obviously we felt like everybody else. We felt kind of like, what in the world, what in the bleep is going on? It happened in March, and we're on the road, and we're all doing shows. And the day we had a show, about 3,000 tickets sold. We were doing a show that night in Ohio. We heard over the radio or through social media that the mayor or the governor was like, nope, no gatherings over 100 people can gather. So we were thinking, oh gosh, we're in trouble. Show got canceled. The whole weekend got canceled. That was March 12th of 2020. And we didn't really see the road again until 2021
Summertime, yeah.
And during that time, obviously, around April, May, we knew it wasn't going to happen for a minute. Everybody shut down nationwide. Live Nation, all the concert people, no shows, arenas closed, whatever. So we were going to make a record anyway. We thought, coming out of COVID, coming out of this long period, we want something special, something fresh, something that's not, sackcloth and ash, something that has legs to it, has excitement to it. Let's celebrate, because our God is still good. Even in the crazy times, the times we consider dark, the times we feel like God's moved away, he hasn't moved anywhere. And it reminded me again about my salvation experience, even like, it's not based on a feeling, it's based on a fact. And the fact is, God's not dead. The fact is, God's alive, and it's still working in the heart of believers. And he has not receded. He's not pulled away from us, as I thought at first, receding during COVID. But I realized he was reseeding, dropping seed on the hearts, the fertile hearts of people that would listen and would learn. So we took our time, tried to make a record with energy, a record with hope, a record with positivity all around it, infused in the lyrics and the music. Kept it really simple, 10 songs. Every song matters, not a wasteful moment on the record, no fillers. Stan says it all. That's what we tried to do throughout that time, throughout the COVID time.
Yeah. I definitely feel like this song, I Still Believe You're Good, is just a great reminder coming off this. Whatever we've been through, no matter what, you made that declaration, God's not dead. And then here, years later, I still believe I'm still on that same road.
No question about it. I still believe you're good. It's like, you hear that, the song?
I love that song.
Yeah. Well, the song says it too, DeWayne. It's easy to say you're good. Of course, everything's going great. Everybody's happy. It's happy bubbles. Everybody's passing out gold stars. But the second you hit a hiccup, the second you hit a pothole in the road, is God still good in that moment? Well, I know. It's rhetorical in saying, yes, of course he is. But it's hard sometimes, man. When you're going through, when you lose a kid, like I mentioned my best friend, Toby Mack, we lost his son, or I lost my sister to AIDS, HIV, she died. Those times are hard. And God knows they're hard. God knows they're hard. We don't sit back and go, oh yeah, celebrate, yeah, ooh, death. No one's going to do that. It's ridiculous. But in those moments, the same God that saw his son be crucified on that cross and saw that as good for the bigger purpose is the same God that can see us through our issues and our problems and our worries and our discrepancies. And we can keep a happy face, so to speak, a joyful heart. I think about Paul all the time. Paul was in prison, eating stale bread and probably drinking water infused with sewage. Who knows? It was gross. A Roman prison. He says he learned to be content. He found godliness with contentment is great gain. Once again, much easier to say than done. But I found in these times that we give God praise in those dark moments, man. We say, God, you're still good. You're still a good daddy no matter what. Watch open up the heavens doors and the blessings come flowing down. Blessings on blessings.
I think one of the biggest things that helps with that too is having gratitude. I think one of the biggest things we've learned, that I've learned, I know for sure, I know we've learned as a band, is to be grateful at the end of the day. Because, you know, the fact that most of us have a roof over our head, food in our bellies, we have loving people that love us around us. I mean, we're doing good compared to most of the world. So I think when you have a heart of gratitude, it's a lot easier to think with all the craziness in the world that's happening right now. And that takes faith. That's a part of our great faith, right? Is recognizing that there is an ultimate authority that is good and is still good and will continue to be good because he never changes. It says he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if it was good yesterday, he's still good today.
Turns out he is,
Turns out,
Your band has a lot. I mean, it's like the new record. What I love about it is it's very encouraging. It's very straightforward too. There's no mistake in the songs. The intention of the song is encouragement, evangelism, discipleship. What steers that for the Newsboys? I know Newsboys has kind of always been known for that, but I'm sure people along the way maybe come alongside and say, hey, if you move this direction or whatever, but you guys are going straight ahead. Where does that come from? I mean, where does that push come from?
Sorry, I think it's been real to who you are. I mean, for us to start singing about sex, drugs, and rock and roll would be a lie to who we are. Right? So people ask us a lot of times, what made you want to be a Christian band? Well, it wasn't that we had any great mission or felt any great mission. It was the fact that we sang about what was in our hearts. If you sing sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that's what's in your heart. That's what you're living, right? But if you sing about something greater than that, that's just naturally what came out of our hearts when we put pen to paper. That's just what's there. And I think you mentioned earlier the joy. I think there's not enough joy in the world, and especially sometimes even in Christian music. And that's not to slag Christian music. I think it's awesome. I'm stoked to be a part of it. But I think sometimes we miss out on that joy part of it because we got the most joy. We've got the most reason to be joyful than anyone in the world. Because we know who we are. We know where we're going. We know that there's a great God that loves us. So there's the gratitude again. Thank you, Jesus, for who you are. Thank you for that I have breath in my life today, right?
In my lungs, in my life,
You know, so it's all connected. It's all connected.
And I just want to commend you on that because, you know, I listened to the record getting ready for this interview, kind of listening to it in the background, you know, and somebody like me, I have 25 years of getting pre-releases and all that stuff. So sometimes you just kind of, it's not really on your radar.
Next.
But then when I was listening to it, and I mean, I always love the Newsboys, but when I was listening to it, I mean, it spoke to me. It was encouraging, and it maybe surprised me a little bit of how it kind of jumped out. And you know, some of the words that you included in the songs were like, man, yeah, that's great. That's what I needed to hear right now.
Man. Yes. Yeah. That's what we hope for. We work on it. You know, Duncan said it before. He's always said, I like this idea. He's always said, every time you put a new record out, DeWayne, you're really applying for your job. If you're not sure that it's going to connect the same way the last record connected, you're not sure if people are going to like it or not.
Rest on your laurels.
Right.
You know what? Your heart's in the right place when you're working on songs. That's what we do. We pray before we start sessions. We get in there and say, God, lead this thing.
Yeah.
Take it where you want to take it. Otherwise, it's going to be a bunch of hogwash. Thank God it's not.
Right. So how have the crowds been since you've come back? I mean, did they have all this enthusiasm bottled up, and now
Good,
like it's just double time?
What do you think, Joe?
Well, we haven't done too many shows yet, but the shows we have done have been amazing. Everybody's ready for it. You know, they've been cooped up for a year and a half, and they're just ready to be out and to celebrate and you know, enjoy a good show and a good message.
I don't think we're meant to be locked up in a cage. You know what I mean? I think well, you know, I think the way God made us was to have connection with other people, and I think when it's one of the rare occasions where no matter who you are, where you're from, what your race is, what your heritage is, when you come to a Newsboys show or a show like that, people come together as one, and there's this incredible symbiotic energy that happens between the band and the crowd. And I think they've missed that. We've definitely missed it as a band. But I think there's this wonderful coming together. You know, it says in the word, where 2 or 3 are gathered together, there I am in the midst. And I think people have really missed that. And so when we have a Newsboys show, you've got, you know, thousands of like-minded people coming together, praising their creator. It's a very, very powerful experience.
And it's intergenerational too. I think it's
Absolutely.
really cool. You know, I mean, I was 20 something when I saw that first concert. And when you guys came through Chattanooga a few years ago, I brought all 3 of my girls, you know, and they were like, this like their first rock concert, you know, they were just loving it.
Yeah, that happens a lot. We love it. People bring their.
Yeah, really, it's one of the best things about what we get to do is that, you know, we get to actually kind of provide a safe place for parents to bring their kids. You know, I mean, you can't always do that at the movies. You can't always do that, you know, pretty much anywhere else. So know that they can go someplace and have some entertainment as well as a message that
it's a safe environment.
Yeah, that they can feel good about. Know that they're going to be, you know, there's not going to be anything weird.
Hopefully.
Other than me, yeah. But Jody's daughters love Uncle Tate.
Oh yeah.
I've never met a kid, DeWayne, that didn't like chocolate. Okay. I'm just gonna say that.
It's true. Well, I hope to see you guys in Orlando soon, because I'll bring them out, because they'd love to see you again.
Make sure we get to meet them.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate you guys. Keep up the great work. Love it.
Thanks, DeWayne.
Thanks so much, DeWayne. See you soon.
See you soon, bud.
Have a great day.
Peace. Rock and roll.